this best of 5 final as we kick off into the top left-hand corner. We're going to be starting things off with the red Protoss player. It is Classic. You take down the man that is on a bit of a streak today. Obviously they're both on a streak to make the finals, but pretty impressed by this guy's run in the bottom right. Oliveira, our blue Terran player, as we kick off game 1 of this best of 5. Let me get this underway. Alright, well, CC is here in the bottom right of Oliveira, and we're going to see a gas and a Rax on the way. Oliveira has such a variety of weapons when it comes to Terran versus Protoss build orders. He can play very aggressively, he can play very aggressively with SCV pulls. Oliveira is not someone to mess about with. He can do all sorts of, create all sorts of trouble. But he can also play into a longer game as well. I wouldn't say he's kind of budding to play the macro game, but if he gets to that sort of stage, he will go for it. He will not kind of completely shy away from playing longer. Getting up Ghosts and Vikings and that combination of units. It's an extra barracks from Oliveira already, so that's actually kind of interesting. Going to tell us that this is going to be pretty bio-focused in the very early stages today. So a little bit of bio action, 2 and 3 barracks on the way. The good old 3 racks from Oliveira going to hit aggressively early and stick with that bio-heavy style. It's the sort of thing which, yeah, again, kind of sticks with my idea of Oliveira, which is a fairly aggressive Terran. Also a very quick Terran, wants to be around the map, and these are the sort of things that will allow him to be around the map and all the rest of it as well. Has our Adept on the way out. Cybercore building the warp gate. Stargate coming through too. There's the Stimpack Star. It's Stargate play from Classic, which means an Oracle on the way out. Always a little scary when you play Stargate against someone playing 3 racks. There's going to be that moment where there's that surge of bio, and if your defense is not set up correctly, it's very vulnerable. You're going to have a bad time. You're going to drop off very quickly. Well, grenade goes down. Probe going to get blasted. We come back the other way. Probe's being hunted a little bit. Adept still trying to come over. Reaper continues to escape out of here. Stimpack and combat shields coming about. Adepts are going to get there. There's going to be a little cleanup for the moment. Phoenix on the follow-up as well. Not exactly going to be, again, a great help against the Marines. We do have a robo facility on the way up, and that most likely just has to end up being an Immortal pretty quickly here. If we can get that Immortal coming out, then we can obviously have a little bit more of a better defense at the front, and that should help us a lot. Oracle activates, SCV goes down. A couple of Marines are going to get chased after as well. Second SCV gets picked up. We will see the Immortal. A couple more probes, and the Nexus still going through. Again, still got that Immortal coming about from the Robo facility. Next is coming about, our Immortal on its way. Reactor moves away, the couple of Medivacs on the way out, Reactor on the way up, Twilight Council, Robobay, and again, all producing as the Bioforce is now moving across the map, but I can't imagine with Immortal Lab we're going to be able to do too much then. Marine in a fight. Oracle gets chased out of here a little bit. Phoenix still chilling out overhead. Again, extended thermal lance coming through. Our Colossus coming about here. With the revelation on the bioarm, you know exactly where it's moving to, so there's no surprises from this bioforce. We're going to spread, potentially look to take just a trade. I mean, the scary part of this is obviously force fields. If you get force fielded, then there's not just a stim in and free retreat every single time. Then there is going to be sometimes some trouble that you've got to play against. So, got to be a little bit careful on all of that. Bioarm, you're going to sit back down the low ground for the moment, decide it's not going to go anywhere just yet. So got +1 attack coming through, the couple of Widow Mines extra being brought in as well, more barracks and a starport in production. Engineering Bay, +1 attack is going to be coming through in a moment, so getting that completed. And as again, our extended thermal lance is, what, about halfway done currently, so continuing to bring that through. As again, our forge coming up. Our battery on the way, a couple more simulators and pylons coming about, and this army of Oliveira is still moving toward the top. Chilling out here a little as our bio's going to find a pylon building. It's going to be an instant cancel. Second starport's already up and running, so again the Viking count growing, which means that we're going to have a better answer to obviously Colossus and Phoenix, which is a lot of what's being built here tech-wise. There's the Temple Archives to switch away from that a little bit from Classic, obviously start introducing the High Templars, potential Storms and so on, even just Archons. That's when you're going to have Ghosts on the way as Oliveira, so that's going to be something you'll have to add into play. Get that Ghost Academy started and start working towards that as these two Adepts get caught immediately. Adepts, the sort of unit which right now do not usually find a lot of values in armies, so wouldn't be surprised if Classic wanted to kind of throw these away anyway. Adepts do not value the, they're just kind of wasted supply deeper in the game, and not like Classic needed a free up supply or anything, but maybe just do it now before you get bogged down later with more stuff going on. Maybe he genuinely did want to just try and harass or scout with those Adepts and he just messed it up, though. It's a possibility too. Yo, Jacob Vogue, thank you so much, my man, for the 28-month resub on the Prime. Thanks so much for using your Prime on the channel. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Scan comes out. Towards the upper left-hand side here, a bunch of additional gateways going down. Temple Archives is researching the Storm, +1 attack, and Blink still coming through. The High Templars, the Immortal, continuing to build in. Half Phoenix still moving, and Medivacs and Bio units are going to come around the right side as well. Also looking to see what's up. The Prism dropping into the third base. Couple of Zealots unloading there. Medivacs loads up. Phoenix are going to go push those Medivacs out. You see Bio Viking moving up through the center of the map a little bit. Storm coming online, Blink coming about. We do see with this amount of Vikings, the Colossus is not going to last long. And there's not that many Phoenix to kind of buffer for them either. Super Battery comes online. It is going to save the Colossus a sizable amount of time. And you just hide away here, the Vikings. They'll get some Phoenix on the exit. Fourth base, I don't think survives this. There is some Zealots of Classic in the third base of Oliveira, so you'll start to lose some SCVs, but we're obviously dancing around a possible fight at the same time. So there's those Zealots. They are going untouched at the moment. The Colossus goes down here. The only problem for Oliveira is a lot of his units are quite heavily stimmed, so low HP on those forces might be his problem. His Zealots are still going good. These SCVs there go back, and 17 workers have died. Oliveira taking big damage. This run by so good for Classic, so important, because without it, he might have ended up in some trouble. Now, going to be feeling a lot more comfortable and confident. Bio Ghost Viking gathering in. Liberators overhead. +2 attack, +1 armor. Continue to come through as well. Ghost is going to get some action going. Big drop into the natural expansion. Oliveira is going to get rid of that natural expansion. Stalkers and the Phoenix going to go after the Lib. Vikings overhead. We do have our pylon going to be taking some shots as well. Difficult to move through here. Big EMP as everything gets caught up together. Storm comes out, but it doesn't really hit the sim as that EMP did. Nice little move from Oliveira. Knocks down the natural expansion of Classic, and this game is pretty evenly matched. We're kind of, trading blows with one another so far. An army of Classic comes out through the center of the map, heading down to the bottom. 2-2 upgrades coming in. Vikings coming over. Marine Marauder coming up. Our Bio Ghost Horse gathering in as well as we settle down in the center here. We will scan, and we will EMP. Woohoo! High Templars EMP'd massively there as we move down this ramp. At least we try to. Stalkers have to blink it back. Classic gets all the way back between the natural and the third. A couple more Archons still coming up. Zealots, High Templars, and everything else going around the right side. Losses with the overkill them. Got more Nexus coming through. The Zealots in production still. Bio army of Oliveira sat between the bases. Everything from Classic still moving down the bottom right. Well, those Zealots are going to be in some trouble. Our Bioforce setting up. Colossus is going to go after the missile turret. Storm drops. Vikings take damage. EMP is available. Oh, Storm's all over the place. Well, the Vikings will get rid of the Colossus here, so both of those will go down. The Archons are now going to get hunted. SCVs will buy some time on the Planetary. Yeah, the Planetary still dies, but we did, buy a couple extra seconds where this army gets stuck there still trading. Now the Vikings will land in this army. They have to start blinking upwards at some point. Viking Bio, is it enough? A few Zealots still in the front lines. I think they're going to make this difficult. GG's. Classic is going to take game 1 of this best of 5. Classic taking the lead of the bottom right hand side. Our blue Protoss player. This is Classic. He is up 1 in this best of 5 series, taking on the red Terran in the top left corner. We have Oliveira. So game number 2, and get this all started up. Rax gas on the way in, SCV coming through. Oliveira proxying a barracks to the bottom side of the map, so going to get a little bit more aggressive right at the very start of this game. So just going to get that aggression going nice and quickly for him as a starting point. See where we can go from that. Reaper coming through. He's going to get that in place. Getting a couple of Reapers in the orbital coming up as well. Factory, Tech Lab, coming through, the SCV production continuing. We do have the Adept and the Warp Gate coming online, our Nexus and Probe coming up. Grenade from the Reaper, gonna come in towards those probies. Some damage dealt, Probe's taking a fair bit of shots here. The Reaper continuing through. We actually have a Marauder and a Factory coming online. The Factory about to finish because of shells on the way. very aggressive from Oliveira, so with the Proxied Factory as well, he really is just going to send this fully right now. Sorry, not Proxied Factory, he's building the Starport Proxy. He's got the factory at home. The Hellions can run across the map quickly. But yeah, he's going all out aggression against a Classic who has not got information as to what is going on. So Classic might just be enjoying... Well, he's actually adding 2 more gateways, so maybe Classic... Sorry, did Classic actually scout and I'm just blind? No, Classic hasn't scouted. He's just building 2 more gateways anyways. Wow. Probably the best thing Classic could do. Maybe a Stargate. Some Stargate units can be very good here, but I actually think just pure gateway numbers pretty, definitely have some potential. Medevac coming online, the Marauder's still coming up. Alien still coming in. Just going to see a couple gates, a couple of probes. The warp gate all coming through at the moment. Medevac, Alien, Marauder continues on in as well. That Medevac loads up, so we are going to see full potentially in a moment. The Hellion's actually going to get met by Stalkers mid-map. That just means that these Marauders have a very good opportunity to come and grab these Stalkers. Like I say, Classic. I actually love that he had the 3 gateways, but it's not going to help him when he just doesn't know and he's out of position. So now you lose 2 Stalkers immediately. We'll wall off with a gateway to buy a handful of moments, I suppose. Obviously, Marauders will do okay damage against it. We are going to pull a few probes to try and clog the wall once this gateway goes down, which is right now. Could really do with getting rid of the Hellions so that the probes can actually tank more easily for these Stalkers, as Oliveira is obviously on one base, so he's extremely committed to this attack. He needs to do serious damage with this, and so far he's absolutely succeeding in that. Micro back on the Stalkers, not good enough. Now Marauder lived onto the Stalkers, and that is going to be good enough. And Oliveira takes game 2, ties this series 1-1 with the 1 base. The 3 is going to be on Alcyone, and potential for then maybe something a little bit fun here. We actually have an instant probe on the map from Classic, so maybe he is going to do something a little bit funky. As Classic is our blue Protoss top right-hand side, representing Twisted Minds currently. Against the red Terran. In the bottom left, Oliveira from Weibo Gaming, formerly Dragon Kaiser, picked a Weibo for the upcoming event. eSports World Cup, of course. One pylon of Classic goes down in the center. Gateway starting up. Racks and the gas coming through. Well, a couple of gateways then. He's going to be very committed from Classic. And this time it's Oliveira that is not scouting. He actually puts a depot down as well. He's like, I'm not going to let you scout. I'm going to play some mind games. The good news of that is he probably goes high ground expansion, which is obviously then easier to defend. He's already too late to build the second gas. The second gas isn't going to happen. So you already get a bit of an idea as to what that whole plan is. It's Classic just now taking his gas so he can start to get that producing. Start to get his Stalkers out of those gateways once the Cybercore is done. Cybercore obviously starts to build here. There'll be Zealots for the first round of production off the gateways, which is not surprising. That is typically how these will work. 2 proxied gateways. Absolutely looking for commitment. And like I say, Oliveira most likely going to put a high ground CC in. Cracked in the CC still coming up. Another SCV on the way out. More Stalkers continue through, so obviously Oliveira is still blind to this, so he does actually put the CC on the low ground, which I think is a real shame. Excuse me. These Zealots going to move up this... Excuse me. These Zealots going to move up this high ground, like I say, because the CC is low ground, Oliveira is in trouble, because that's the one thing I think could have gone okay for him, the fact he went to see high ground CC, but low ground CC, Marine is going to go running. And the problems begin. Gonna send maybe just the Zealots, honestly, over towards the CC. Okay, he just gets the SCV there. Gonna delay the bunker. We'll be able to just straight up kill the bunker as well, right? So that goes down. A Cyclone on the way. We're gonna break through the depot on the top side. I believe that depot has less surface area to repair it. And the repair is just there in time. Holy crap, it was only just there in time. It does now go down. Stalker's going to continue to fight the Marines. Any unit you get rid of that fights here is generally a victory. Another Stalker showing up, going to go for depot number 2. That means supply is blocked, and that means you cannot build anything extra here at the moment, as another Marine will go down. Oliveira just says GG's. Classic didn't scout Oliveira's attack. Oliveira didn't scout Classic's attack, and that's how we trade matchups here for them grow that way. In the top right, taking the lead of the aggressively turned series. Blue Protoss player is Classic. And bottom left, our red Terran. It's Oliveira. First little probe nibbling, and it's just going to come in. This time it looks as though Classic will decide it is time to scout. SCV and just chase the probes. The probe gets pushed back. We do have our gate and our barracks continue to come up. SCV coming through. Nibble, nibble, nibble. Obviously, probe just trying to confirm anything that you can. Stick around as long as possible. These early stages of the game. The longer you can stick around for, the better off you're going to be. Is producing and command center coming in. Cybercore on the Nexus coming up on the side of Classic, so we're bringing that through the probe. Coming up also as our simulator is about to be done. Piling about halfway done here. Probe still building. That's going to be a factory from Oliveira now dropping into the main base. So factory is coming about. Reactor going on the barracks. STV ready to drop down that depot. Reaper is still moving around the bottom side, trying to see what else is going on. Moves up the right side against Stargate coming through. The Adept and the Warp Gate coming about. Command Center Reactor coming in from Oliveira. The Widowmine and more Marines coming through too. Adept? Yeah, it's good. Gets the Reaper. Nice catch. Reaper thought he maybe got away there, but not quite gonna happen. Adept's still gonna be able to be up on this high ground and hitting that reactor a little bit. Phoenix Adept on the way through from Classic. Robo Facility dropping down. Got more probes on the way out also. There's our Marines, our Widowmine, our Medevac, all building. Get set up once more as the Adept continues to move around a little bit. And drop ourselves down another gateway. Yeah, that Robo Facility following the Stargate. Looks as though we might just utilize the map to play into kind of Phoenix Colossus nice and easily. Only one Phoenix so far, but can't imagine we stick on just one, so we're going to keep building a few extra. Factory is about to finish up the siege tank. Marines and Medevac just sitting out the front at the moment. Liberator's on the way, siege tank coming by, Marines tank, Viking continue to move forwards just a little bit. We do have the Medevac going to come in overhead. Observer moves through, Robobay finishing, Phoenix about to complete the Colossus, building from Classic. As the Observer flies through, the SCVs is going to continue up, and Liberator not far from being done. Tank, Marines, extra couple barracks continue to come by. This push of Oliveira can absolutely pack a punch, and the Phoenix trying to already shut down some of the reinforcements. There's a Mortal here, obviously a big part of the defense. That's going to be a dead tank in the front, no? The other tank didn't even start a siege, so the tank that was sieging is the one that goes down. Widowmine's quite far back as well. The only bad negative right now for Classic is that his batteries are in range of the tank, so you kind of just got to go. And as the Liberator shows up as well, but the batteries are keeping units in reach, and now this tank actually backed off. And now your batteries are going to be a little bit safer as well. I love the Medevac moving towards the main base. That definitely is going to make it a bit more complicated for Classic to defend this. As the Phoenix are going to go hunting for reinforcements, I imagine, try and catch those as they come across the map. Most likely be the best part of this plan. Marines in the main going to find a pylon. The probe's already pushed away. Marine tank moving about as well. The Phoenix going to come back over. Medevac taking some more damage. Army comes in from two different sides. Phoenix going to hit that Medevac. We're going to clean it up, so we're actually going to stop the retreat. Never mind catching reinforcements. Stop the units from getting back home works as well. So taking one shot there. The Phoenix going to get onto the Liberator as well. We turn away. Colossus and the other units pulling back. Twilight Council, Forge, Gateway coming on in there. Colossus and the Extended Thermal Lance also in production still. He's going to get one SCV. Gonna see how our charge coming up here as Classic is definitely, I feel like, taking some good control of this game. The Phoenix trying to intercept units again. Oliveira committing to the two bases as bio upgrades will kick in very soon. If Oliveira doesn't do something with his two-base push, he's in trouble. I don't know if Classic needs to hold onto the gold fort. Obviously, he is up a base without that, so probably not. That is just going to be a cancel. The only problem with that is now where do you push as Oliveira? Looks like he might be able to make some progress. Classic, if he sees those turrets coming up, can absolutely shut those down already. Kill some of the SCVs here, because the rest of the army just was not there. Vikings supporting that Liberator as we still have SCVs enough to go and build those turrets. We actually pulled a lot more than I thought. The Vikings go and try intercept the Phoenix. The Phoenix going to try and grab a tank, going to get it half HP, then have to turn away. Again, the Vikings are just a little bit too scary. A Disruptor on the way out. I mean, those missile turrets aren't the end of the world, but it is going to limit what you can push into, because missile turrets work against the Colossus, and if you walk into that with the Colossus right now, they're going to have a bad time. The Phoenix are going to go active across the map, picking off some Marines again, trying to shut down reinforcements. Oliveira down 20 army supply. Oh, love it. That tank that was hurt from the Phoenix dies to the Disruptor shot. Classic being pushed into more and more of a corner. Archons are popping up. We gotta go while we still have batteries to use. He's going to use the super battery right now. A little bit messy trying to get forwards here. A lot of the Zelds are going to be blocked as well. You're fighting into the defensive position of your opponent. Two Colossus still alive. Super battery putting in the work right now. And it's going to be more than good enough for Classic to close out and win out game number 4 and his third map of the series.